I'm welcoming you to Chair Yoga for the care of Waldenstroms. Thank you so much for making your way here today to take care of yourself, to avail yourself of the offerings that our wellness programming is pleased to present to you, that are kind of an offshoot or a collaboration with you. So I'm very proud and honored to be somebody who is just guiding things along, and to see the group grow and to see the group deepen over time. Today we're going to be sort of celebrating the duality between being strong and being soft, and embracing the challenge of having a chronic illness with strengthening, and also allowing that, inviting that invitation to accept what is at the same time. And this is probably one of the hardest things that you will have to do as a human being. I don't purport to be an expert on this one particular thing, but I will quote a yoga text that is the sort of the base of our yoga practice, the Yoga Sutras. And one of the, if not the first sutra that talks about the actual physical practice of yoga, says that the posture of yoga is steady and easy. It is realized by relaxing one's body. It is realized by tapping into the strength that is sort of the infinite. So this is what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be doing some warrior poses and some also stretches, etc., to facilitate overall well-being. So you can't go wrong with that. Let's go ahead and warm up the body head to toe. Warming up the body head to toe. I'm going to start with a little bit of movement right away, just to get my heart rate going, to get my lymph fluid moving. I've got my feet on the earth and my seat in the chair, and I'm going to inhale and lift my arms out and up. Exhale, float the arms out and down. And you can choose how far you go. You can choose how fast you go with this. Here I am inhaling strength and steadiness, and I'm exhaling grace and ease. Breathing in, lifting up. Exhaling, floating down. Just arriving in whatever state of being I'm in. Moving at whatever pace feels right for me today. Taking care of myself and my body, mind and spirit. Let's take 3 more. Inhale, embracing. Exhale, letting go of. And 1 more. Arms rising out and up. Exhaling, arms down at the sides. I'm just going to bring my hands into my lap. Let the arms rest for a moment and tilt my head from side to side. So bringing the right ear towards the right shoulder. And then I'll take a breath in and come to center. Hi, Allison. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Breathing into center. Exhaling to the right. Moving from side to side with my breath. My breath at the foreground. My goal in every session is to just get embodied, right? Maybe come out of my head and into my body. Moving from side to side 1 more time. Very good. That looks good, Karen. And then I'm going to add a few things here to our neck exercises today. So I'm going to interlace my fingers behind the base of my skull. Aren't you glad I added this one, Jane? We were working on this one in a private session. So a lot of us sort of spend a lot of time out here, and this kind of contributes to neck tension. So I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to push my head back into my hands and strengthen some of the muscles in the neck. I'm going to take a breath in and relax my effort. As I exhale, I'm going to push back in. Breathing in, relaxing effort. Breathing out, pushing just a little bit. And then I'm relaxing my arms down at the sides. And I might just lift my shoulders up, back, and down a few times. Shrug off the moments that led to this one. See if I could come into this moment. I don't have to be perfect. I don't have to go to my full effort. Perhaps I'm caring for fatigue today, and I could go to 30% of my effort, right? If you're recovering from infection or you're having a very low energy day. Let's bring the hands side by side onto the cheekbones. And I'm just going to push my head into my right hand. Inhale to center. Push my head to the left. Inhaling center. Exhaling right. Breathing in. Exhale to the left, not tilting, just pushing my head. That's it, Susan. And one more on each side. You've got it. I'm going to release my arms down and let the arms dangle for a moment. And then there's one more place I can go with this neck strengthening. I'm going to bring some support onto my forehead, no matter how you get there. And I'm just going to push my head into my hands. You can kind of see my neck muscles turning on with this. And then I'm releasing effort. Breathing in. Exhale, push into the hands. Inhaling, releasing effort. Exhale, push into the hands. Last one. Good. And then we're releasing the hands down, and I'm going to bring, if there's any other movements that would feel good here while we're on the head and neck. Some of you like to massage the scalp to release tension in the scalp. Some of you might like to kind of massage the brow open. A lot of tension carried here, right? Some of you have taken your glasses off. And I could just trace along the outline of my jaw. That's good. Or any other movements that would feel good to me. Moving the lymph fluid along the sides of my neck, down back to my heart. All right, that looks so delicious, Jane. I'm going to bring my right arm out to the right. Right arm out to the right and spread those fingers absolutely as wide as I possibly can go without pain or discomfort. And then I'm going to be curling my fist around my thumb and dropping my knuckles down. Breathing in, lifting up, palms spread wide. Breathing out, fist dropping down. Got it, Beth. Inhale, one more. Exhale, knuckles down. And then I'm just dropping my arm down, doing the same thing other side. A lot of you have said these hand movements are really helpful for your arthritis or peripheral neuropathy. So I'm opening my palm as wide as I can, curling the fist around the thumb, dropping the knuckles down. Inhaling, lifting, opening. Exhaling, dropping this down. Now, Carol, are you left-handed or right-handed? Give me a thumbs up. Or raise the hand that you are dominant in. Having some problems hearing, yeah. Both, ambidextrous. I don't know. All right, let's bring the right arm out to the right. And I'm going to tilt my left ear to my left shoulder and begin to circle the palm. Notice what's happening in your left shoulder. Can you let that left shoulder relax? And the palm can move downward, 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 little by little. We're starting with the right hand. And eventually, you got it, no worries. And we'll bring that arm behind the back. And I'm just going to tilt my head down. So I'm peeking at my left shoulder. Looking down at my left shoulder and taking a big breath in, softening everything. And then coming back up and switching sides. So I've got my left arm out to the left. I'm tilting my right ear to my right shoulder. And I'll begin to circle the palm. And I just love that camera that moves in and out, Bill. That's pretty cool. Isn't technology fascinating? Let's bring the palm down little by little, finding my breath. Got it, Mike. Palm can move down, down, down. And then I'll just tuck my arm behind my back and spin my chin down. So I'm peeking at my right shoulder. Can you take an easy breath? Soften both shoulders. One more breath. You got it, Jill. Really nice. All right. And then I'm just going to rub my hands together, create a little warmth in my hands, infuse my hands with kindness towards myself. How's that for a novel idea? And then I might just, again, come back and this time work the upper traps. This is where many of us experience a lot of tension, and that tension can occur for a number of reasons. A lot of it is postural, right? So we might be the people who, somebody said something so wonderful the other day with this. They wear their shoulders as earrings. They have their shoulders really up high like that. That was somebody who actually works for IWMF. I did a staff self-care break, and she told me that. Or we might be somebody who is sort of hunched forward, and we're putting this pressure into places that can be exhausting after time. All right. So I want to continue down the body in our warm-up. If you took your glasses off, you can put them back on. I'm sorry for my scratchy little voice. I don't know what's going on. Put the arms out to the sides. And I'm going to bring my palms back. And yes, that's it, Jane. Beautiful. Lifting the heart. Arching the back a little bit. Take a big breath. And as you exhale, you can interlace the fingers in the front of the body. And I'm just pulling my arms away from my body a little bit. So it's the arms stay straight. And I'm just pulling the arms away from my body. So I'm creating some space in my upper back. You got it, Susan. Inhaling, opening wide. Palms are back. My back is arched. And then I'm interlacing the fingers and pulling the arms away from my body. You got it. Inhale, open. Last one. Exhale, interlace. Pull the arms away. Yeah, if you really like that, you could do another, or you could go in for the hug. Give yourself a hug. Tuck the chin. Take a breath. All right. So let's take a little bit of space between the feet. And I'm externally rotating my hips open. If you have hip issues, you don't have to go as far as me. Right? So just see how it feels. If it feels like too much, walk the feet back a little bit. And I'm going to be circling my torso in one direction. I can feel the strength and the steadiness in my legs, and this ease and this flow in my upper body. I might move the other direction. And slowly wending my way back to center. Let's lift the right arm up and over. If you've got issues in this right shoulder, you could just slide the hand up the rib cage instead. And I'm dropping my left shoulder, letting that left shoulder relax, taking my left earring off, right? Taking a big breath into that right side of the body. And then releasing back to center. Inhaling the left arm up and over. So great to see you today, Betty Ann. Take a big breath in, lifting that left side rib cage. And then we can flow a little bit from side to side, side bending with that steadiness through the legs. Keeping the breath moving. And one more on each side. It's good, Renee. All right, and then I'm bringing both arms up. And I'm creating the shape of my strong, what's called goddess pose, seated goddess pose. Got my feet on the earth. My legs are strong. My core is strong. I might even be kind of making a muscle with my biceps, so my arms are strong. And then where can I flow a little bit? My fingers. So I'm going to flick my fingers off the edges of my palms, like I'm flicking water off the fingertips. You got it, Karen. And I'm getting a little faster. So strong throughout my entire body. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the hands down. Can you take a breath in? Let it all the way out. Another breath in. All the way out. All right, once again, inhabiting your entire body with this strength, and then allowing the wrists to lazily float, circles. You might get a little faster, but letting the wrists flow here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the hands down, and you can walk the feet back to center. I'm going to stretch my right leg out with the toe on the earth. The heel on the earth. And I'm just pumping the foot up and down. Pumping the foot up and down. Finding my breath. Good, and then we'll switch sides. Some of you do this every day to support caring for your peripheral neuropathy. Pumping the foot up and down. In cardio flow, we add a TheraBand and we strengthen. And this is courtesy of our very own Jane, who brought the TheraBands into our class. Said, why not try this? All of this is informed by you. And my training. So let's come back. And I'm just going to walk in place a little bit. I'm flowing my arms and my legs. And my core is strong. That's right, Ron. We're walking in place. Beautiful. Whatever you can do is great today. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, I'm grabbing onto the edges of my chair, and I'm going to step my legs out to the sides and back in a few times. And I'm noticing how this feels on my hips. Right? If I have hip replacements, if I'm caring for hip issues, I'm going to really try to engage the muscles around the hips as much as possible. And that's true for anybody. We want to keep our hips healthy. Good. And then I'm coming back to center. Beautiful. So what I'd like to do is share with you a seated warrior two pose. I'm going to bring my right leg over to the right. And then I can bring my left leg straight out in front with the heel on the earth. I'm at the edge of my chair. So this could feel okay right here. This might be where you stay in terms of how open your hips are today. Or I might want to slide my left leg over to the left a little bit and see how that feels. And you'll notice my torso, my heart are pointed towards you, right? So if you're turning to the face of where that right knee is, turn back. That's right. And I'm sliding my left leg to the left as far as feels safe to me. I might even be able to get the sole of the foot onto the earth, or that might feel like too much. That's right. Marnie is already inhabiting the warrior here. She's got her hands to heart center. That's a lovely way to start my warrior because it reminds me that my torso should be facing towards you. My heart is facing towards you, right? So see how that feels, Beth, to turn your torso towards the computer, but keep the legs open. I can't really see where your chair is, but maybe you're already doing that. And then I'm going to do a little Vanna White move. I'm going to just display my shoulders, right? Bring my hands up over my shoulders and out, drawing the hands out like wings. And I'm going to bring my palms to face down. I'll bring my gaze over my right hand. I'm strong in my lower part of my body. I'm trying to soften my shoulders, soften my jaw. And I might have my sights set on something really specific today in my life. I'm healing. I'm letting go of control, whatever it is. Maybe you can kind of get your sights set on that goal. My goal is to not have a goal, perhaps. I'm taking a big breath and then letting both hands come down, and I'm walking my feet back to center. So that's warrior two. Warrior two. I'm going to bring my left leg over to the left. I see what's going on now, Beth. I'm sorry, I couldn't see your chair before. Left leg is over to the left, and I'm bringing my right leg straight out in front. And I might feel okay sliding that right leg to the right a little more, or maybe even a little bit more with the sole of the foot on the earth. Up to you. So it's quite a hip opening pose. I've got my hands to heart center to start, and then I'm just going to show off my shoulders, a la Vanna White, and bring the palms to face down. So I'm gazing over my left hand. I'm embodying that warrior within spirit that we saw in our friend's painting that I'll share. And I'm also inviting a little bit of softness in my shoulders, my jaw, and my breath. For one more breath. And releasing the arms down and walking our feet back to center. And just taking a moment, maybe you want to arch and round the back a little bit. Any other movements that would feel okay to you? And I'm curious, some of you practice chair yoga in a personal setting, and you have a chair yoga practice. There are so many different ways of doing these poses. I'm curious, maybe we'll talk, Dave, with you after class to see if Warrior 2 is one of those poses you do. So in our classes, we also offer the option to stand up, and that weight-bearing pose, that weight-bearing exercise can help strengthen bones. So and can help us improve balance. So instead of just coming right up to stand, which is my want, I'm going to actually try to practice standing up a little bit at a time. Now you can skip this if you're going to stay seated or you're having any knee issues today. There's no pressure to stand if it's not in your practice today. That's good, Marnie. And I might just come to stands, take a moment for myself to get reset, wet your whistle. And then we'll do a little bit of standing work. Standing in my mountain pose or staying seated. So I've got my feet about hips width distance apart. And if you're feeling wobbly today, the chair can be right there for your support. Maybe you can allow the arms to rest at the sides. And again, I'm allowing my shoulders to rinse down away from my ears, and my palms are just sort of loosely open and receptive. If I felt safe doing so, I could close my eyes, closing my eyes, offering myself the opportunity to develop the skills of proprioception, knowing where my body is in space. And we can do this by bringing our awareness to the feet, to the strength in the legs, the glute muscles, the core. My heart is lifted and open, and my shoulders, like I said, relaxed. I'm taking some easy breaths in here, easy breaths out. Seeing how I can embody the Yoga Sutra of both steadiness and ease. How can I battle against my loss of balance, my loss of muscle tone? How can I find ease with what is and maybe simply maintain what I have? And then you can open the eyes. I'll invite you to try the mountain pose anytime you're standing, you're waiting for something. You can embody your mountain pose, like you're standing in line at the grocery store or you're talking to a friend. So let's go ahead and lift all 10 toes, spread them wide, and dig them back down. Let's do that 2 more times, just lifting my toes, spreading them wide, digging them back down. And 1 more. And then if you felt safe doing so, you could come up onto your tiptoes. You got it, Jill. Relaxing down. Inhaling, lifting up. Maybe one or both arms can travel with you. I'm trying to find my edge of my balance today. I'm purposefully looking for it, like it's an old friend I haven't seen for a while, and I'd like to say hello. So I want to find that wobble, that edge. This is where I'm going to improve balance. Right? But I want to do so safely. So that's why I have the chair right here. That's why I'm letting myself not do something if it doesn't feel safe. And taking 2 more of these tiptoe floats, this flock of rare birds. Beautiful, my friends. And then I'm just going to walk it out. I could do this if I'm seated or standing. Walking in place. Embodying that strength and ease in my core. You got it. Maybe you're lifting a little bit higher than I am. Maybe you're going a little more slowly. And if you're going more slowly, it could actually be harder. Could actually be more of a balance challenge if you're standing to go slower. And then maybe you want to freeze and freeze. 1 more on each side. You got it. It's beautiful, Karen. And then I'll come to take my warrior 1, doing them out of order because we can. So stepping that right foot forward, the left foot back at a little angle. This time my hips are going to stay pointed towards my chair, my torso towards my chair here, and I'm going to bend into my right knee, squeezing my left glute, pulling my belly towards my spine so you can feel the strength in your legs. And option to bring the hands to heart center, keeping the hands at heart center if you have high blood pressure. Right? If you are cleared to do so and keep the arms lifted, you might hook the thumbs and lift the arms up. And maybe you can soften and find a little ease in the shoulders and jaw. Right? Do what feels best to you. Take care of yourself. Feeling that big breath coming in and exhaling, coming out of your warrior one. Shortening the stance. Both legs are straight, and I'm tipping forward, bringing my forearms onto the back of my chair, or just getting a little forward fold if I'm seated. Pulling my belly towards my spine. Both legs are strong, and I'm moving towards finding the healthy stretching sensation. Healthy stretching sensation in the belly of the muscle on my right hamstring, perhaps. For one more breath. Got it, Bill. Coming up nice and slow, I'm going to bring my weight into my right foot. And I'm going to kick up my left leg and bring it back down. I could do that a few times, just kicking it up, bringing it back down. Notice as I kick it up, I'm also leaning my torso forward. So eventually, I might like to have my torso parallel with the earth, right? But I'm going to only do what feels best to me. I might feel like I could hold there. And this is a version of our warrior three. Strong in my back. I might float one arm out to the side, tucking my chin. Maybe the breath is the only thing of ease in this moment. And then releasing down. And let's walk it out. And then we'll do all of that on the other side. You can take a sip of water. All right. Awesome, awesome. Taking that left foot forward and the right foot back. Little space between the feet. We're bending into that left knee. My torso is upright. That's good, you've got it. I'm squeezing my right glute muscle. My belly is pulled towards my spine. And I have options here. My hands can be at heart center, or they can be lifted above the head. And I like to hook my thumbs and kind of pull my thumbs apart, pull my hands apart, so there's some resistance there. And I think the ease for me sometimes comes in just sort of relaxing into the pose a little bit. Finding my breath. Good, and we can release the hands down, shorten the stance. Both legs are straight as we take a bow. Lots of gold stars raining down on you for getting out of bed this morning, for coming to yoga today. Take a bow as we stretch the back of the left leg. Maybe I can tuck my chin if I'm somebody who continually juts my chin forward. You've got it. We're just doing what we can today, modifying it how we can. And then I'm standing, coming to stand. We'll just do one more standing pose, and then we're going to come to sit. So I'll pour my weight into my left foot, kick up my right leg, kick up my right leg. You got it. Maybe I can keep my right leg lifted, holding onto my supports. I might float one arm out to the side, flying in my warrior three pose. You got it. It's a tough one. And then we're coming out of it nice and slow and doing a little series of side bending before we sit down, or doing some side bending if you are seated. You got it, Ron. And any other movements that might feel good to that warrior within. Be a little twisting. Yes, I love it, Beth. Maybe the whole body wants to gyrate. And then opportunity to come to sit. You've got it, Marnie. Adding anything that would feel good. Maybe I take my time coming to sit. Oh, creak. And then we can cross that right ankle over the left knee. Maybe. See how it feels. When I get here, if this feels like too much pressure on my knee, I might soften it a little bit, come out of it. I could make, my knee can be as high as I want it to be. I'm going to keep my right foot flexed. And I could take a moment to just rub that right foot or shin or whatever's available. Massage can be helpful for many reasons. And all the things that we suggest in our wellness programming are complementary, integrative practices to be used in conjunction with standard medical treatment, along with the approval of your doctor. That's my disclaimer. Grabbing onto your shin, you might lean forward a little bit. See if you feel this in the right hip. And I always forget about those shoulders, and they're becoming earrings again, so I'm going to let them drop down. Find my breath. Good. Sit up nice and tall. Cross the knee all the way over. And we're taking a twist. So I'm going to start with my arms outstretched. I'm in this global community. We're all here together. Couldn't do it without you. Collaborating. I'll take a breath in, and as I exhale, I'll twist my torso to the right and let the arms drop where they are. So I'm putting just very, very gentle pressure on the spine, twisting to the right, finding my breath. And softening back to center. Crossing that left ankle over the right knee. This side could feel different, so honoring whatever you come across there. With the foot flexed, not pointed, I might take a moment to massage whatever is in reach. And then when I'm ready, I might reach forward with the heart a little bit. As far as feels safe to you, I'm going to tuck my chin. I'm reaching forward with the heart, not the chin. Softening where I can soften. And then releasing back up. This puppy wants to get involved over at Bill's house. So maybe we'll meet your puppy later. Got the left. I've just crossed my left knee on top of the right. And I'm opening my arms out. Thanking you so much for spending time together. We're twisting to the left, dropping the arms down, finding a tall spine. Slow release to center, and any other movements that your body's asking for. Maybe you want to take one more stretch. Maybe you want to stick your tongue out, whatever it is. Some wrist circles. And then let's go ahead and get into a comfortable posture, a seated posture today. And I'm going to just give you a little bit of this backdrop of my singing bowl. So finding a way to sit that feels comfortable for you and feeling the feet on the earth, the seat in the chair. That's good, Ginger. Maybe you can allow yourself to relax a little bit. Maybe you can come to the back of the chair and just let yourself really feel that support. Option to close the eyes. Allow the tongue to rest on the bed of the mouth. And begin to follow the thread of your breath, moving in through the nose, out through the nose or mouth. Just observing your breath flowing in and out. Seeing if you could take 5 breaths in a row. And then just for a moment, letting go of the physical container of your body and letting that body rest. Just for a moment longer, drinking in the nourishment of stillness. Very good. Let's begin to come back from our very short, restful meditation. And you can either take the hands to heart center or rest a hand on the heart if this is in your practice. And I'm going to close our session today with the sounds of 1 Om and 3 Shantis. Shanti means peace. You could join in if you like, or just listen, or make some other sound if you prefer. Breathing in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So much for your practice today. Thanks for taking such good care of yourselves. And we'll see you again soon. Namaste.